Westminster bids solemn farewell to the great commoner. This winter morning, the chimes of Big Ben announce the beginning of the state funeral. The lying in state is finished. Now starts the slow journey to St. Paul's. For two crucial periods in modern history, Winston Churchill was First Lord of the Admiralty. It is doubly appropriate that on his last passage through the capital, men of the Royal Navy should draw the gun carriage. A generation ago, the whole fleet warmed to the signal, Winston is back. In all this moving observance, Britain marks her respect, admiration, and above all, her affection for her greatest son. Orders and decorations are borne in the slow procession. Nelson, Wellington, and a small host of warriors were honored in St. Paul's in the past. Today, the state funeral service will laud the memory of the old warrior, one who held sway over the forces of land, sea, and air. Never have so many great personages come from so many countries to pay homage to a statesman. But Winston Churchill was so much more than that. After the Archbishop of Canterbury comes Cardinal Heath. Marshal Kuniev has come from Moscow. And regal in bearing is the towering figure of General de Gaulle. What memories of Winston must he have? Queen Juliana of the Netherlands and Prince Bernhard. And now come members of our own royal house, deeply grieving the Queen Mother. Princess Margaret and Lord Snowdon. The Duke and Duchess of Kent arrive with Princess Marina. As the head of the cortege reaches St. Paul's, so, by another route, does Her Majesty. By custom, the Lord Mayor is present as the Queen arrives, accompanied by the Duke and the Prince of Wales. It is perhaps without precedent for the sovereign to attend the funeral service of a commoner. But for such a commoner, what is precedent? An hour after the gun carriage left Westminster, it reaches St. Paul's. To meet it come the distinguished men who are to be the pallbearers, honoring themselves in this last service to a famous man. Yet how inadequate is that word, famous? For Winston Churchill stood to his eminent contemporaries as Everest to undulating hills. In these emotional moments, members of the great man's family stand watching as the bearer party with reverent care approach St. Paul's. The 82-year-old Lord Attlee insisted on being a pallbearer against medical advice. His admiration of his late chief was almost unbounded. The great congregation of mourners join in singing one of Churchill's favorite hymns. The coffin is borne slowly from St. Paul's. The state funeral now enters upon its third phase, the slow march to Tower Pier. Since many of the spectators took their place here, some bitterly cold hours have passed. Yet willingly would they have waited longer rather than forego the opportunity to pay this homage. The Queen and her family, the foreign royal visitors and other representatives stand silent as the cortege prepares to move away. Prime Minister and Sir Alec Douglas Hume are among many here who well knew Sir Winston in Parliament. Standing with President de Gaulle, King Baudouin of the Belgians. The final stage is set upon the Thames. At the tower, a salute of 19 guns. The Port of London survey launch, Haven Gore, takes the coffin towards the festival pier. The wharf cranes bow in salute. The processional route ends on the river. The interment at Blaydon was to be in private. We respected that wish. We followed him in the darkest days. We followed him this day too. It was the last time. The great parliamentarian has gone home.